Alright, what's going on, guys? So I literally recorded a 20-minute video talking about all of this, and my mic didn't record any of it. I've been having so many issues with it. I've also had issues with it in past videos where there's a little bit of a noise, and I finally figured it out. It was the cord that I had. The cord was just bad, so I got a different cord. This one's shorter, but the quality of my voice should be a bit cleaner, and it's actually working. Like, my PC just wasn't even picking it up before. So yeah, at least it's working now. And so let's jump into this. So we got a lot of changes coming. New war rewards, new defender tactics, and attacker tactics to counteract the defender tactics. We're also going to go over a little bit of the post. I didn't make a video solely on this, and we're not going to go too in depth. Just we're going to talk about a couple of things. So yeah, let's jump into it. So greetings, summoners. Last week we told you about some of the Grandmaster's plans. That was this stuff. Now today the Grandmaster would like to share with you some more information on new defense tactics, attacker tactics, and season war rewards update. So new defense tactics. He's going to be getting rid of the last two least used ones, which are dodge and crush. And we're going to be getting two brand new ones and update to Bulwark. So the description now reads, metal defenders are immune to armor break debuffs. Whenever a metal defender loses more than a certain percent of health, this number depends on which tier you're in. There's 3 tiers of the Bulwark node. 3% is going to be for the highest tier of Alliance War, the expert tier. Their max health from a single strike, they gain an indestructible buff. Again, same thing applies for which tier it is. 10 seconds for expert. This indestructible is removed when the attacker finishes a special attack and goes on cooldown for 10 seconds. When indestructible buff ends for any reason, this is a cooldown reduction of 5 seconds. So Bulwark, I'm really not a fan of it, but it hasn't really been used much. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're still going to see that much of it, but yeah. Then we get the two brand new ones. We got Stubborn and Protect. So I think Stubborn is going to be pretty prevalent. Is that the right word? I feel like we're going to see a lot of it. So there's a new defense tactic. Whenever hashtag defensive defenders attack. So the defensive pool, Cameron actually sent a picture. Let me pull it up on my phone. So you guys, some of the difficult champs we got in here. So we got Dr. Doom, Ebony Maw, Invisible Woman, Korg, Killmonger, Nick Fury, Nova, Arcus, Thing, Void, MODOK, to name some of the difficult ones there. There's more, but I think those are some of the best defender ones from that list. So this is going to apply to all those champions. So pretty big pool of hard champions to fight. So whenever the defender's attack misses, is evaded, or dodged, any one of those 3. So, a miss, this is going to counter Ghost. An evade is going to counter Quake. And dodge, that's just dexterity. That's going to counter everyone. They gain a certain amount of indestructible passives. So for experts, it's going to be 3 indestructible passives. 1 indestructible passive is removed whenever the attacker blocks a hit or a struck. The attacker, not the defender. So you have to take a blocked hit or get hit to remove these indestructible passives. And they're passives, not buffs, so you can't nullify them. So the only way to get rid of them is taking a blocked hit or getting struck. So this one looks pretty rough, man. This one I think is going to be pretty crazy, especially with like Nick Fury and Nova on 2 nodes. I'm going to talk about when I go back to here. There's 2 nodes that are pretty crazy. So yeah, I think this is going to be a common one in the next season. It sounds pretty crazy. There is a cap of 3 indestructible passives at a time. It can't exceed that. But still, that's going to be pretty crazy. And then we have another new one here, Protect. So this is going to be whenever the attacker deals more than 300% of their base attack in a single hit to size L or XL defenders, defenders gain a stack of protection, reducing all damage taken by a certain percentage, depending which tier you're in. Stacks of protection are capped at 4, and the defender loses 2 stacks when they're intercepted. I don't think this one's going to be too crazy. I don't see it being used too much, but again, we're going to have to see. But yes, those are the new defender tactics. Now we have attacker tactics. So to further incentivize more diverse rewards and give summoners and alliances a more interesting experience, Grandmaster is also introducing attacker tactics. He wants summoners to use them to help address the key threat that is presented by the corresponding defense tactic. Keep in mind these tactics are determined by the defense tactic that your opponents have selected. Now this is the really interesting part. So each attacker tactic empowers the same categories of champions benefit from the defense tactic that the enemies have chosen, which and they will, but this is the big part. They will receive the benefits on every single fight on the map, regardless of whether or not the defender benefits from the defensive tactic. So let's say the enemies pick Flo. So if you bring in Magic, she's going to get the attacker tactic for Flo on every single fight on the map. It doesn't matter if the defender has Flo or not. I really do like that. I like so that's cool. But the attacker tactics aren't just like an attacker version of the defense tactics. It's a whole different thing. So now let's go over that. So for protect is this one against the size XL and L. If the attacker is size L or XL, they gain an unstoppable passive for 3 seconds whenever the defender is knocked down. This is alright. Like I said, I don't think this one's going to be used that much, but I could be wrong. But now Stubborn. So this is that new one that sounds pretty hard I was talking about. So this is what attackers will get. So this could apply for if you're using Dr. Doom, Nick Fury, Colossus, just to name a few. So if the attacker is #defensive, as long as they just have this tag, then it'll apply to them. Their well-timed blocks grant them 15% perfect block chance for 10 seconds, stacking up to 2 times. So that's a max of 30% perfect block chance. I don't know if that's going to be enough to fight some of these stubborn champions with certain node combinations, especially a couple that I'm going to talk about. But yeah, so I don't know. It's interesting for sure. It's like this could be all right with Dr. Doom, getting perfect block with him. I think Captain America is also a defensive champ. Let me pull up that picture again. Yeah, Captain America Infinity War, it applies to him, so that could be pretty good. Perfect block on him. I'm trying to think. Hulkbuster, maybe once he gets buffed. Sorcerer Supreme, Thing for attack. Using this could be alright. But yeah, this Stubborn one, I think this might be the new meta in the next season, but just an early theory. For Bulwark, if the attacker is #metal, the potency of their damage over time effects is increased by 35% for each damage over time effect already on the defender. This is interesting. I can see this being useful for like Sentinel on attack. His shock, his incinerates could be stronger because robots typically aren't immune to shock or incinerate. They're immune to bleed and poison. But yeah, this could be as the main one I thought of it being useful for Sentinel. Let me know if you guys think of any others. And then the big one here, Flow. That's what I was really interested to see, what Flow was going to gain. So if the attacker's control, the last hit of their heavy attack reduces the potency of the defender's power gain effects by 35% for 15 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So if you use enough heavy attacks, you can pretty much turn off Flow. But this is good. It's definitely better than what we have right now. But the first thoughts of a Flow attacker tactic I thought of was in a matchup of Magic versus a Mojo boss, and I don't see this being useful for that scenario at all. But it's definitely better than what we have now, so I'll take it. Interesting route that they're going with that. I wasn't really expecting that. Now Siphon, this one was interesting because I was thinking like if we did just get the same defense tactic on offense, Siphon would suck because like I wouldn't want to hit harder through the block in war. Like I'm not really going for blocked hits, so that wouldn't really matter for me. So for Siphon, if the attacker is a #villain, their special attacks grant them 2,500 block proficiency for 15 seconds. I like this. I think this is a pretty good counter to Siphon. I could see this being really useful for Dr. Doom on offense. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good one for Siphon, actually. I'm a fan of that. Now we get to the rewards update. So big changes to the rewards. We're getting a fat fat stack of 6-star shards, man. So to put it into perspective, Master, which is where we placed this last season, we got 12,000 6-star shards. Now it's being increased to 30,000 6-star shards. So it's more than being doubled. That's going to be 3 basics or 2 features. That's awesome. A lot more 6-star shards. And then as far as the tier 5 class catalyst goes for Master, it's going to be 20% through 2 10% crystals, and then 5 2% crystals, so an additional 10%, so 30% total for Master. So 30, yeah, that's quite a bit. That's about this 5% more than one clear of 6.1 or 6.2 or 6.3. So yeah, that's pretty good amount of tier 5 class catalyst fragments. It's just good to see that they're getting a little bit more regulated into the economy of the game. Can start forming more catalysts. So I still haven't formed a single one yet. So that's good. I'm glad to see that. And then 2 tier 5 basics. Still no tier 2 alpha, which is interesting. I think there should be tier 2 alpha here. If Platinum's getting it, Master should be getting it. And then, yeah, there's even more rewards for the top 1 to 3. No selectability in the tier 5 class catalyst for anyone. But the problem I have with this is I don't like the structure of it. So let me tell you what I mean. So it's rank 1, 2, 3 get specific rewards, and then Master gets specific rewards. So if that Master bracket is 4th to 17th. And that's kind of silly because, for Loki, we placed 4th this last season, and comparing us who came in 4th and the Alliance who came in 17th, there's a very big gap in our seasons and the amount of wins and the amount of alliances that we could beat and that sort of thing. So, but we ended up getting the exact same rewards. I think it should be rank 1 gets the big rewards, and then like 2 to 5 or maybe 3 to 5, and 2nd gets runner-up rewards or something, and then like 3 to 5, and then like 5 to 10, and then like 10 to 20. I think that's the structure it should be. I really don't like it being 4th and 17th getting the exact same thing, or 4th and 20th technically. But yeah, similar to like how the AQ one is. I like that structure. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. And then, yeah, you guys want to keep reading the rewards for the lower tiers, you go ahead. But we're going to move on. So we're getting new titles. So right now, if you get War, I think it's called War Elite, for placing in Masters, you get the title, and it has like a timer on it, which is kind of weird. So now earning the same title a certain amount of times will grant you more stuff. So earning the Master title 5 times will be get Masterful 10 times, Master Class. So that's cool. Permanent titles. Yeah, it's weird that they had a time limit on them. And now this is a really big change here. Hidden nodes. So after hearing our summoners' feedback and concerns about the way hidden nodes are being utilized on the new map, we're going to be removing hidden nodes from the map while we work on improving their implementation. Hidden nodes will return to Alliance Wars in the future. In the meantime, we will work toward a solution we're happy with. So no more hidden nodes on the new map. That is great to hear, man. They listened to us on that one, and yeah, glad they're gone. I'm okay with a couple hidden nodes. Like how it is right now, I'm okay with that. But for mini bosses, no, I don't want to see hidden mini bosses. That's nah, and especially not more than like one. If there's like one, that's like okay, that's like the special hidden mini boss. But more than one, that's no, we don't want to see that. So that's great. And so a new era is upon us. The reign of the Grandmaster is about to begin. Alliance War Season 19 starts on July 8th. And the new defense tactics will be available on July 1st. So a week to test them out before the season actually begins. Find some meta stuff, to figure out some placements and stuff. So yeah, now let's talk about a couple of things and a couple of nodes I got some problems with. So this is the new map that we're going to be getting. It's very similar to the current map we have structure-wise. You can see a lot of similarities. There's no teleporters now. And they changed the background to blue. Kind of looks like Canada. So yeah, well, we got a lot of new nodes, and none of these nodes seem too bad except for one in particular here, the ebb and flow intercept. I can't highlight, but this node sounds ridiculous. So let me read it here. So the defender has protection, reducing all incoming damage by 90%. Now, first of all, I thought Kabam learned their lesson with these. We don't want to see attack reductions on a node for more than 50%. More than 50%, that's just ridiculous. More than 70%, come on. 90%, is that a joke? Like, seriously, that might as well just be 100%. 90% reduction in attack is ridiculous. It doesn't matter what comes next, unless it like rewards you for doing something with like 200% extra attack to make up for the huge loss in attack rating. So just right off the bat, that 90% sticks out. And now let's keep reading. Intercepting the defender removes the protection and grants the attacker a precision passive. Just a precision passive? That's it? Like, if I'm using Ghost or Corvus or my Hit Monkey, I got guaranteed crits. What do I need a precision passive for? Like, and it's increases your crit rating by 30% for only 6 seconds. And when the precision expires, the protection returns. So you get 6 seconds without this 90% damage reduction. And you have to intercept to do this. And like 6 seconds, and it's like not even... I hate node design like this. I really do. It should be like you double your attack for 6 seconds. That's what it should be. Something like that to actually make it worthwhile. So yeah, really not a fan of that. And for example, like Ghost in a normal fight, like Ghost could totally counter this super easily. You can intercept with their phases. But like, it's not just going to be this node with Winter Soldier on it. It's going to be this node with a defense tactic with an incredibly difficult defender to fight. And for example, Nova. Nova is going to auto block your intercepts. You can't even use Ghost to fight against Nova, and it is just going to be ridiculous. And now Nova gets the stubborn new defense tactic. So put Nova on this node with this defense tactic, and it's just going to be ridiculous, man. It is going to be ridiculous. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. And there's another node here that I wanted to talk about. So I took a look at the paths. Path 5 looks like the most difficult path because it's got those intercept ones on it. And then for the mini bosses, there's one in particular here that Hector pointed out to me. And so this mini boss has Tunnel Vision, which is an annoying node as it is, paired with Aggression Fury and Oscillate. So Aggression Fury and Oscillate should never be together on a node. That's just a stupid combination because the defender, once they get the armor from Oscillate, they go super passive, and those Aggression Furies are just going to stack and stack and stack. And then you pair this, again, with this Stubborn, this new defense tactic, and they're going to go indestructible. And the only way to get rid of this is to take a blocked hit or get struck. And you pair that with Aggression Fury, and let's say Nick Fury or Doctor Doom, who both benefit from the Stubborn, and you're going to die to trying to take a blocked hit. And you have to take a blocked hit or get struck to even get rid of these passive charges. It's just going to be a ridiculous combination, even without the Stubborn tactic, but put a defender tactic on top of this, and it's going to be nuts. So those are a couple of combinations that I have a problem with. They just sound a little too crazy, and I'm sure there's more that I haven't thought of, and who knows what else. So yeah, a couple things I think need to be changed. That's some of my criticism. But overall, I am looking extremely forward to this new season, and I'm going to be continuing to make my Alliance War videos on it. Every death, every fight of every war, we're going to be uploading them for Season 2 of this high-pushing war series. And yeah, I'm really excited for that. One thing I forgot to mention that wasn't actually included in this sheet, it's actually a really big change, is that the timers on the Alliance War map for the 2 highest tier Expert, and I think it's Challenger, the timers are actually going to be changed to 5 minutes. So no more 3-minute timers. It's going to be 5 minutes on every single fight. Boss node, mini boss node, basic node, 5-minute timers. That is really, really good to hear. I was really happy to see that change. that's awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. Again, I am excited for this next season, just because like going into this war season originally, it was everyone already knew what they were doing, and I kind of knew what I was doing. But everybody had been, a lot of the people that we were facing, everything had been masters for the last few seasons, and they had been used to the map. They've been used to like the tactics, that sort of thing. So now going into this new season with all this new stuff, everybody's on equal footing. So that's what I'm really excited about. And just pioneering new counters, new solutions, new defense combinations, figuring out these new tactics defensively and offensively. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to make for some really fun videos. So if you guys are looking forward to my war videos, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see them. A lot of people I hear, they don't like participating in high tier alliance war, but my war videos is kind of a way for them to experience it just through watching. And I'm like, wow, that's awesome. Like, I'm really glad, I get to do that. So yeah, if you guys want to see it, subscribe. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video, breaking down these new changes. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting season. Thank you guys for watching this video. Peace out.